Hi, you have reached the Art of Memories. Please leave a message after the tone.
Yo, Wagwan, Wagwan. Art of Memories. I'm back. Cue intro. No, it definitely already played. But welcome back, guys. It's been a little bit. About a month. I was trying to do every 2 weeks, but I'm having a hard time doing that because I'm doing my secret project this summer and it's just taking up a bit more of my time. And I'm also actively making daily content to get this shit up and running. So I've been busy, but I never forget about where I started. This is the OG platform right here. So I wanted to come back and make another episode. And although I would love to have had an interview for you guys, that is also hard securing. I must be very, very point blank, period, honest. It's been hard getting interviews here, but if anyone's interested, or I think it's also just like, unfortunately, the people who I'm reaching out to are Ottawa creatives who have a bit more of a platform and an audience and might not know of myself yet. I'm still considered a small creator, absolutely, and I'm making my way, but yeah, it's completely understandable. I have no problems, but I'm not going to wait around and just not make content because I don't have people to interview. I'm going to do what I've been doing this whole time. So with that being said, yes, secret project. I won't talk about it yet. It's still working. I'm actively working, but I think maybe at some point in August, I'll have more of an update for you guys, but I'm super excited. It's me working independently, and I think it's going to be something great for the community. And if you don't follow already, I'm very, very, very active these days on the Art of Memories Instagram and also on my my TikTok, Monty Anthony X. So if you don't follow those, please go ahead and follow those. And without further ado, let's get into the prompts, plural of the week. We got 3. Sorry, let me just pull them up again. I have them here, but I'm a bit of I moved too quickly. Like, I don't hesitate to delete things, and I moved that shit quickly to recently deleted, and I have to go back and get it back. Okay, perfect. So the 3 questions today, we're just going to hop into it. Is happiness a choice? Why or why not? What's something people care too much about? And what's a life rule you'll never follow or one that you'll always follow? I got actually quite a bit responses, few voice memos, and a few just written in text that I will read from different people. I won't say names just because, I don't think these people mind, but just again to keep, not everything needs to be outed. So I will go through. I already know most people responded to question 1 and 2. Do you want to do happiness first? Or what do you care too much about? Because I don't think no one did number 3. But I can answer number 3 if I want. But I don't even think I have a response for that. I'm not going to lie to you. Let's do happiness. Let's just go number 1. Let's start. Okay. Let's go to SpeakPipe first. Let's go to see what people said on SpeakPipe. And use that. I'm going to play it here. Please wait and listen. Perfect. So this is question number 1. This is the first person's answer. 2 is happiness a choice. Let's see what they had to say.
Ooh, I love how easy this was to do. Answering the first question, is happiness a choice or not? I did answer this by DMs, but I'm going to say it here as well. I think happiness is a byproduct of all the little things that you do that give you dopamine and serotonin hits throughout your life, throughout your day. So I think it is a choice to do those things, whether that's like things that have scientifically been researched to improve happiness, like working out, or is it like mental or physical well-being, like working out or meditating or journaling, for example, or like being creative, doing art, or just doing things, like literally just doing things. Progress means happiness because every time you progress in something, you have like a dopamine or a serotonin hit, and that directly correlates to you being happy. So to be happy, is that a choice or not? It is a mindset that you can have. But if you are not doing any of the things to make yourself happy, you will not be happy. Even if you choose to be happy. Choosing to be happy means doing the things that will make you happy. That's it.
I agree. Point blank period. I agree. I think it's just very obvious that that person states that happiness is a choice. It's the things that you choose to do on a day-to-day basis, and whether it's showing up like this is my happiness, or one of the many that I do. And if I were to not indulge in the activities and the hobbies that make me happy, then I probably wouldn't be happy. I think that's the correlation there. And I think it's very obvious. And I think a lot of people don't realize that they are in charge of their own happiness. And I think that's one of the main things that I wanted to come across today and just kind of portray to my audience and to everyone, because these prompts weren't just by, what are people gonna, obviously they were chosen because I want responses, of course, but I also want them to resonate with me. And again, I also want them to resonate with what my podcast is about, memories and reflecting on your own memories, your identity, your culture, what makes you, you. And I think it's important that we acknowledge happiness in terms when we look at self. And I think it was important today for me to bring it up because I've just been happy. And I think it's important to say that because I, at a period just literally a couple months ago, beginning of the summer, I was not happy and was going through just a period of time. Everyone goes through that. Life is up and down, comes in waves. And I was just going through a hard time and was not happy. But I am so happy today to say that I am without a doubt happy. I'm doing things that make me happy. I wake up, I love a good piece of sleep, but I wake up happy. I'm ready to tackle the day. And despite my happiness not necessarily coming from my job, this is why I do what I do, this is my 5 to 9 after my 9 to 5, as they say. And I make sure to, do these things on a daily basis and not just cause or for the views or it's something to bring me more income. Like, this is generally just what I would enjoy. If I never saw a penny, that would be fine. If again, I would love the views and I would love for people to share and, watch what I have to say and listen to what I have to say. But at the end of the day, if they're not there, that's fine. I'm gonna keep going. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do this for the fame. You know what I mean? But no, for real. So this wasn't just, a coincidence in the sense of, I just asked ChatGPT to filter me some prompts. Like, everything is calculated. I'm a very calculated person in terms of my creativity. Everything is somewhat for a reason. And I just really had hope. And from what I could hear from what this person said, it sounds like this question also resonated with them. And they had very valid points, like it's a choice. And every day you have to decide whether or not to make yourself happy. I want to go back and play the beginning again. There was a good point there. Let me go back and play it.
Ooh, I love how easy this was to do.
Not
answering
that
the
part.
first question, is happiness a choice or not? I did answer this by DMs, but I'm going to say it here as well. I think happiness is a byproduct of all the little things that you do that give you dopamine and serotonin hits.
It was that part, the dopamine and the serotonin. I think that's like such an important part to reflect on, because you don't kind of realize that's what you get from, like, I don't even, there's days where I sit here and I'm doing what I'm doing exactly now, and I go back upstairs to like go eat and like decompress and watch TV, but I'm so hyped because I'm like, damn, like that was such a good episode, like you did really good, or I feel like I conveyed a great story or a memory, or I just really captured my audience attention. And that is that hit. I'm actively getting that hit and I don't realize it, and I go to bed just extra happy, and I wake up tomorrow happy because I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I recorded yesterday. Like, I've been putting it off, or I haven't had the time this week. So thank you so much for that response. This person also gave a response to question number 2. But we'll get there. There's other people who responded to question number 1. So I would also like to give them the time of day as well. So thank you so much to this person. We'll get back to you. So again, for the happiness question, we have another voice memo, and then I'll get to the written responses. Let me play it here.
And my answer is, I'm going to be answering the question, what's something people care way too much about? The second one.
I'm not even listening. This person is not talking about happiness. My bad. We'll get back to you. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Let's go to the written one then. Okay. Oh, this one's also for number 2. I swear I checked these before, guys. I'm organized. Okay. This one I know is about happiness. Someone said, happiness is a choice. You can dictate your reactions and actions towards a life that brings you joy. 1000%. 1000%. I think that, again, like I was saying before, this is your life. You have the abilities to, my bad. My bad, dog. Let me not getting some text messages. But I want to reiterate again that this life is yours. You get up every day and make the decision to do the things that you do. And yes, I'm sure most of us have a job. That goes without saying. You got to make a living. You got to have that guap in your pocket, or else you might not be going anywhere. But outside of that, and if you're kind of like me where my job isn't necessarily my purpose and I know what my purpose is and I'm trying to get there, that is when, that dictation, like this person is saying, is important. Like, you have to take it upon yourself to do the things that will make you happy. And I think it's also important to acknowledge that you can't also rely on other people to make you happy. And I think this is something that people don't really recognize all the time, is that they sometimes rely on their partner for their happiness, or sometimes people rely on their friends for their happiness, or their family, or something. It could just be a thing. They rely on TikTok for their happiness, or for that one YouTuber to make them happy. That is fine. But say those things were to disappear or just unavailable. People are unavailable. What are you going to do? This is your life, and that is great. Those different avenues are important, so important. Oh my God. Having people like that in your life that make you happy. But I'm a true believer in purpose. I really am. And I feel like in the last year or 2, I've really been aligning myself with purpose. What is my purpose? What does that mean? How do I attain it? What is it? And how do I achieve it? And I think that coincides with happiness, because when you're doing something that you're passionate about, there's not a doubt that it's going to make you happy, which gives you that dopamine and that serotonin feeling. So yes, I 1000% again agree with this person. It's a choice. You dictate, and yeah, whatever you want to do, I hope it gives you joy. And I just want to see my people happy. I do get a lot of the time that you're always smiling and you're always happy. And I don't know. It's always been a way how I've navigated my life. And I try not to dwell on things too hard, because I'm also extremely empathetic, and I also can easily have a heavy heart. Things do weigh on me, but I don't let it rule me, and it might linger for a little bit, but you got to keep going. And it's important, again, for the people around you and for yourself. You got to show yourself that, no, I'm strong. I can do this, and there's more to life. This won't last forever. So happiness 100% is a choice. I was really unsure. I was like 95% sure no one would say it's not. I mean, I would love to hear that perspective if anyone does think it's not. Let me know in the comments if you do think happiness might not be a choice, but I'm not too sure. I'd love to hear that side. In terms of the next question number 2, I think that was it for happiness. And I think I really gave a good kind of overview on how I feel about that prompt. So let's move on. Question number 2, what's something people care way too much about? And this is the voice memo that I was going to play before. So let's play that now.
I'm going to be answering the question, what's something people care way too much about? The second one. And my answer is, I think people care way too much about other people's perception and other people's validation. I think those two things are like society and communities like silent killer. I find that they strip away so much from people and like...
Oh, Instagram. Okay, let me keep it open. Sorry, guys.
Now people don't want to be themselves anymore. They kind of want to fit this like super generalized box that everyone else kind of just wants to be in. And anybody that isn't kind of within that box is kind of ostracized sometimes or ridiculed by society. You know, I guess the most modern example we can kind of give is the whole, some people don't even want to dance in the club or anything. They kind of just want to be stuck to the wall, you know, kind of just like nodding their heads and acting like they're too good to be there. Or, you know, that's kind of the best example I can give. And I find that those type of things are a silent killer on everybody else in the world, because now it's kind of stripping away everyone's individuality, you know, and then making everybody just carbon copies of the same boring, gray, lifeless person. The second one is validation. I think that's one is mostly just from social media becoming as prominent as it is. And it's mainly due to the fact that people don't know how to hold on to a memory until they've posted it on social media sometimes. Or a lot of the things that they'll choose to do isn't like predicated on their personal desires, but oftentimes just whatever social capital it's going to give them, whether it's in the jobs they're choosing to have or the people they choose to date, the friends they choose to mingle with, the type of content that they choose to post on the internet. I think a lot of the times people crave attention. I always say attention is the worst drug of all, because you can see just how many bad things people will do. Crazy things, even embarrassing things people will do, I guess, for a few minutes of fame and attention. And that is my submission. Thank you.
People just trying to be cool, man. Like, everyone's too cool for school, as our parents would say back in the day. But no, thank you so much for that response. Again, it resonated with me, and I agree. I love hearing people's opinions and just how the way people form their thoughts and, you know, convey it to the rest of us. I just, this is my shit, dog. I love this shit. But I want to use the word that they use at the beginning. Give me 1 second.
I'm going to be answering the question, what's something people care way too much about? The second one. And my answer is, I think people care way too much about other people's perception and other people's validation.
Perception and validation. Those are the two words that I wanted to remember. I remember validation, but I wanted to remember perception. Perception and also aligns with the saying, what's it called? Comparison is the thief of joy. I think those kind of go hand in hand, because, I could go at this in so many ways. Let me collect my thoughts for a second. I agree to the point that I think we are becoming too much alike. And just like this person said, we're all trying to fit into this box, shove ourselves into this box that I don't even know who created. We created this box, somebody. As a society, we did online. I think a lot of this conversation surrounds online and social media and platforms. We've created this box, and you see other people getting into the box, and you see them having fun. And this is just like that SpongeBob episode. Anyways, where where SpongeBob and Patrick are in the box in the front yard, and every time Squidward opens the box, there's nothing. Like, they're just sitting in there. But when he closes it and he walks away, it sounds like they're freaking at the Super Bowl and they're having a hoot and a holler. And every time, anyways, Squidward goes back, there's nothing. But it's imagination. Anyways, that's what I thought about it with box. But we're all trying to fit ourselves into this box. And we see people in the box being successful and having fame, and it looks like their life is so glamorous, and they're living this like lavish life with money, and they're traveling and they're doing this, and they seem happy, they're in the best relationship. Listen, when you open that box and I'm telling you, it's not really like that. And I think this also ties into things online that you see is fake. So it's a facade. And that's where comparison is the thief of joy. And that's why I think perception will be the death of some people, not like literally, but just, figuratively, because you see these things and it's like, oh, well, I also want to go on a trip, but you might not have the budget to say go on a trip, but you see other people going on the trip, but it's about, so you might go in debt, or you might go like take out a loan. Like it's a real thing. And so they're posting, oh, on this trip, it looks so good. You get comments, people responding to stories, you might get followers and brand deals. But at the end of the day, like, you're struggling, dog. Like, that shit's not real. But for us seeing online, it's like, wow, like, they seem so happy. They're so successful, this, that. But like, they could not be anywhere close. Like, they're miserable. And I think that it's important to keep authenticity and for people to remain genuine, because I crave that in at least my people. And that's something that I struggle with myself, kind of making my, my online presence more active and doing what I do. It scares me. And I think all the time, every time I post, I'm like, oh, I think people are thinking in their heads, oh, Monica's just doing this for likes and a repost, and she's trying to do what everyone else is doing. And yes, but no. Like, no, though, because first of all, I've been doing this shit for a long time. This is not my first time recording myself being behind a camera. And there's every day where I think about the possibilities of this becoming like my job. I would love to just be a podcast host and make content and be happy. And it's not in the sense of, again, chasing the fame. It's just I've been doing this for a while. I've been making videos of myself and documenting things since I was a kid, like elementary school days. If you guys had access to the stuff that I have, and it's always been a thing, I've just never been upright with it and forward, and just been very public with it online. It's either been like, oh, on a secret spam or a private story, but I've always made content. So it just, for me, and at the age where I hit now with the Art of Memories, I was like, you know what, there's no better time than now. I'm in my 20s, and this is the age of expressing yourself and your creativity. That's my why. That's my purpose. But I could see how there's a lot of perception and behind the scenes where people are comparing, or people are just looking at each other and, oh, why don't I have that? Or why don't I do that? Or why can't I make one post and make $20,000? Like, obviously that'd be nice, but these people might not be happy. You might work a regular job, have a great group of friends, an amazing family of your own that you've created, and a beautiful home, and that's your happiness. Don't perceive other people's life online and assume that they're doing better than you. And I think that's also another thing is, oh, I gotta one up this person, or I gotta do better, I gotta be better. There's such thing as healthy competition and, people around you pushing you to do better, but are you doing it because you want to, or are you doing it because you just want to be better than the person next to you, or you are chasing something that you really don't believe in? What do you believe in? What's your purpose? So, and again, that ties in very well with the point that this person also made with the validation. Oh, wow, I got 10,000 likes and my video got viral. Great, but also at the end of the day, it's also kind of like when you turn off that phone, who are the ones who are real behind you? And again, it's like, why are you doing what you're doing? Is it for the audience? Are you passionate about it? Are you doing it just for the clicks and the views? Are you trying to get some money? And again, like, there's people who do make content for the money. Like, there's this woman, I've seen it a few times now where, they might, be struggling in terms of just like financially in their own home. And she might be like cleaning up videos and certain vlogs around her house in order to raise enough money to, I'm not sure, like pay off her and her husband's debt for the car or for their house or to provide for their family. That is great. And that is also the power of social media. And this conversation, honestly, guys, I could go on forever because the power of social media is so strong. And I think it's so strong that you have to be careful and watch what you're doing because you can get wrapped up in it. Oh my God, I can go on about that. But also to this person's point, the example that they made, the clubs. I am sick and tired. I don't even know. We've been sick and tired. I think it's ridiculous to club culture now. I think it's silly. I dreamt about going to the clubs like how our parents did back in the day. I want to leave sweating and I've had that experience before. Leaving, I'm sweating so much. Life feels like I'm on top of the world. The birds are chirping outside. The sun is rising. Like that type of club. Like I had a night and you go out to somewhere afterwards and you get some food. What are those places called? Not a resto. God, anyways, just one of those places, a diner. You go to a diner and you get some food and like, that's what I crave. Nowadays, as a woman, we can get off, but as a man, you have no business going out, depending on the city, unless you're not ready to spend at least $200. You got to pay yourself to get in. You got to pop a bottle and everything is VIP. Do you have a section? Do you know someone in here? Like, why is everything politics? Everything is networking. Why can't we just be? Like even the podcast I was listening to today, she was describing, I listened to Relentless Diaries, is probably my favorite podcast ever. And Zoe was saying that in Turks and Caicos, she was recapping her trip. She was saying that everything they go in there to the clubs and she was saying everything is politics. And thank God she had a connect that came through for a majority of her trip. But without that, it would have been dust. Like you are just stuck in, as they say on the pod, Gen Pop, and people are mashing your toes, and you can't even get the bartender's attention to get a drink, and you're just not having a good time. Why is that? What happened to first come, first serve, let people in? What is this? I hear about this business in Miami about attire and you got to be worn dress code and you got to be wearing this. God damn. Like, I'm not going to show up in some busted Air Forces, but do I have to be wearing heels? Like, can I be wearing a cute wedge or a cute flat? At least my toes are painted. You're lucky. Half the time they're not. But guys, I could go on about this. I love this type of conversation. Like this, bro, my dopamine is hitting, man. That's serotonin. Oh, I'm too excited. But yeah, perception, validation, it'll kill. It goes down to the little things. You might see someone in the same outfit as you, and you might be like, oh, wow, like, she looks better in it than me. Or you're comparing yourself now. Oh, wow, like, why don't I look like her? Or why don't I fit in the dress like the way she does? Or why? You don't know. The finest people in the world could be the most miserable. And the people who might be living the most regular life ever, which is a job, come home to their pets and their family, whatever, are the most happy. So just live your life, guys. I also have another message. Let me get through people's messages, before I start chatting. I have one last response for this question, number 2. What are something people care too much about? Where is that? Oh, Sorry, I went back to my other account. Here it is. Someone wrote something. They said, people care way too much about their future. Okay, this is changing the scope a little bit. I'm not saying don't take it seriously, but they end up so future sighted that they end up never enjoying it when they reach set future. Maybe they made said future. I don't know, set future. Yeah. But anyways, this is interesting. This is kind of shifting gears of the conversation. Future. I like this. How do you think about your future? When do you think about your future? How often do you think about your future? Are you someone, I know a lot of people who can answer that question. What's your 5-year plan? Me personally, I cannot. Not to detail, I could tell you kind of how I envision it and how I would love it. I think a lot of people, okay, this is good. I think a lot of people can envision what they want their life to be. But I think it comes to a point of you're almost over planning. And if you deviate from the plan, or if, that 5-year plan that by 20, I'm going to be married. By 29, I'm going to have my first kid. By 30, I'm going to be at this ranking in my career. And by 31, I think if you're like that, you're almost setting yourself up for disaster or for disappointment. Easily. Because it doesn't really work like that. Life will hit you with whatever it will, and you just have to adjust. And I don't like being disappointed nor setting up other people for disappointment. So I think it's important to just keep in mind that you have to, literally, I know people say it all the time, but deadass take things day by day, because you can work towards something as well. That's that, what's it called? That's not, give or take, or you're weighing the things of yes, plan your life, plan, envision, dream about your life and how you'd want it, because that's how you work towards something. That's how you make shit shake and make things happen. But also don't overplan to the point of, say, if you haven't achieved something by January 2027, it's not going to derail everything else. You have to be able to pivot. And that's also something that I've had to work on, not to the extent of thinking about my future and step by step, but pivoting in the sense of, say if I plan my day going one way, and say if I go 1 hour over at the gym, or I end up staying longer somewhere, or I didn't get to the grocery store, that's okay. I need to be able to pivot in the small sense. But to think back in this person's statement, they said, I'm not saying don't take it seriously, but these people end up so future sighted that they never end up enjoying it when they reach there. And I think that is key, because you don't realize, and I just watched a TikTok about this and I've been really thinking about it. It's been resonating with me. You don't realize that you're sitting at the place that 2022 or 2021 you thought you were going to be or wanted to be. I am what's it called? I do that. I'm at fault for that. And I do that all the time, where I take for granted what I have in my life and who I have in my life and the things that I'm so fortunate and, as my dad would say, privileged to do and to have and in abundance. And I just think people lose sight of the little things. And they think big picture. And I think that's where kind of money gets involved, of I need more money. And I think that's you're kind of money driven, and you're driven by things that you shouldn't be, which is fine. I want you to be successful. But again, it's going back to what I was saying before. Why do you do the things that you do? Is it for the money, or is it because it's your passion? And I think that you not recognizing where you are, you're never going to be satisfied with yourself. And I think that's kind of key here, is giving yourself grace, which is also something I'm working on. I feel like this is just a reflection episode for myself, but giving myself grace and slowing it down and just reminding yourself that you're doing great. Just that's it. That's the sentence. You're doing great. If you're safe, your people are safe, you're happy, you're doing what you want to do, you're making money, or whatever it is, you're following your dreams, your passions, you're doing fine. Even if you don't have it, even if you're in your 20s figuring it out, that's fine. And I think this question really pertains to a lot of 20 somethings and, early 20s, and I'm 25, and it's like, wow, one, I'm 25, and two, how blessed I am to be 25 and a place where I can call home, with a partner that loves me and I love them unconditionally, with a family that supports me, that I love to hang out with, I'm super tight with, and I'm blessed that the Lord put me into this family. I have friends who love me to death, who I've supported, who I've been in their lives for God years, decades, and I can food on my table. And I can go out and not necessarily stress over the grocery prices. I don't necessarily, I budget, but I don't have to, I have to necessarily pull that back. What a privilege that is to just go and put things in my cart. What a privilege it is to play soccer and spend money to play soccer on a season by season by season, be able to pay for that, and to do extracurriculars outside of my job. How privileged I am to have a job. Let's talk about that. How privileged it is. 20-year-old Monica would never believe 25-year-old Monica now. She would never believe. If she was sitting right here and I was interviewing her and I said, girl, look what you got, she would have said, ain't no way. She would have said, no way, no way, no way. You were, and I also acknowledge you worked for that. That was you. There's no one else that did that. Obviously with the help and support of people, but I made my life what it is today, and I work towards that. And it's important to recognize that you're here. Just the little things, this podcast, just to really take it in. If someone told me 3 years ago that I'd be sitting here posting my shit on YouTube and on Instagram and making content and just being very open and public with it, I would have never dreamt. It was always something I spoke about. I spoke about it all the time, day after day, after year after year. Oh, I'm going to make my podcast. Oh, I'm going to start this. Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm doing it. And God knows where it'll be in the next 2 years, 3 years. You just really need to sit back and think and appreciate. It's appreciation at the end of the day. Give yourself grace. It's a privilege. It really is. God, I really got into it there, guys, but I'm so passionate about this stuff. What a great 3 prompts. Who chose those? She's so smart. Oh, wow. Well, I could go on forever. I really don't want to take up too much of people's time here. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone's responses. No, I think that was it. And even on SpeakPipe, I think that was it too. No, that was great. Yeah. What great conversations. But I really hope you take something from this episode today, whether it's just, giving you a direction on how to continue in your life, or maybe now you're kind of thinking, okay, it's okay to slow things down and just really take it in. And it's summer, guys. Enjoy the summer. Don't let it go by too quickly. It's been so chilly the last few days. I feel like I need to jam pack all the summer things I've not been waiting to do, but just kind of lollygagging. But no, I gotta go be outside. Just enjoy it. So I just hope you took something from today, and I'm so happy to be here. Like I said, this is my place. It's my place. Every time I sit here, I'm like, what a breath of fresh air. And yeah, I am looking forward to dropping another episode in August, whether it's another one of this or an interview if I do secure. And just please be kind to yourselves. There's so much to say. Just be kind, enjoy life, and I'm really enjoying it. And do what you want to do. Have exciting things happening this week. I am getting 2 cats on Saturday, and I've never been a pet girl, but this will be my first pets. So I'm just excited to welcome them home and have them a part of my mini family here. So that is it from me. Thank you so much for everyone who gave a response. Much, much, much appreciated, really, for supporting me and being here and liking stories, reposting stuff. Like, truly, truly, it means from the bottom of my heart. I will never, never, never go a day without appreciating my community and my people. So thank you so much. And I'll be back. TA of M loves you so much. And I'm out. Till next time.